So when the curtain goes up tomorrow, it is a full-on gunfight between the lawyers. So I'm going to stop here and bring in a lawyer, a good one. He's not only a lawyer, he knows all about celebrity law as well as being a legal analyst. It's Chris Melcher. Chris, thanks for being on. What do you think is going to make or break this case?
Well, Ashley, I think it comes down to jurors who grew up using guns, and there were a few of them who identified themselves in jury selection. And people who have experience with guns, like I did growing up, the first rule is treat all guns as being loaded. And I've known people who have been killed by guns that were supposedly unloaded by violating that rule, and it would have only taken seconds. So somebody who knows about guns would never accept someone else's word for that being loaded. And people who don't have experience with guns would find it probably okay for Alec to accept this weapon, point it at two people without ever verifying whether that thing was loaded. This was not a toy gun or a prop, it's a real gun.
So tell you what, do this for me. Put on another hat and be a celebrity attorney that deals with actors, motion pictures. That's the not real world. Is it possible to convince this jury that likely in New Mexico may be, thick in gun culture, many of them may be gun owners and gun enthusiasts. Is it possible to convince them this isn't the same as the real world? We have props and there's never a real bullet on any set, let alone in a gun. Is it possible to convince them that cold gun is the next best thing to this prop is not only a prop, it'll never ever have a gun in it, it'll never have a bullet in it, because we don't do that in this business.
Absolutely. And there's supposedly a professional on set. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed was the armorer, and she was the one who was supposed to be taking charge of these guns and making sure that they were safe. So definitely a good argument could be made that Alec Baldwin is, an actor who can rely upon another professional, an armorer, and, making sure that this was safe. And just like if there was going to be an explosion on the scene, he's not expected to go through and look at all the pyrotechnics and understand it. A gun would be the same. That's the winning argument if believed by the jury.
Okay, next question. The jury, apparently the makeup is 11 women and 5 men. Obviously, some of those are alternates, but there's a lot more women than men. And, Alec Baldwin, during his career, has been considered a bit of a heartthrob. Does it make a lick of difference whether it's a bunch of ladies and a handsome Hollywood actor?
Well, it could, particularly if he testifies, and I imagine he will. He did give these interviews, and I imagine that was against advice of counsel, and I kind of think he'll want to testify and explain, and that's really the only way he can convey how damaging this has been to him, because certainly he had no intention on hurting anyone, and he's got to be just devastated by this thing, and that's his opportunity to explain it. But he is going to be cross-examined then on a few inconsistencies. So I don't really think the makeup is going to make a difference.
Well, maybe. Look at the pictures that we're showing right now. He showed up with Hilaria, his wife, and they have 7 kids that just over a decade have been married. They got 7 kids, and they've got the 18-month-old there. Now we got all those women on the jury, 11 women. Does it make a difference that he's showing up with one of the babies? And I don't know, maybe he'll show up with more in the days to come.
Well, we don't know if the jurors are witnessing this or watching the coverage. They're not supposed to. But I kind of thought it was a little weird. Why only bring one baby? The Hilaria passed the baby back to the nanny. Why did the baby have to be there in the first place? So you never know how these things are interpreted. Could a juror see this and think that it was staged? So, you have to be very, very careful with jurors.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.